So, where were we last week? So, you flew in on your exclusive private flight into Borneo. The plane was attacked. The pilots removed from the plane. Luckily, I think it was Jamie who took the controls of the plane and managed to crash it.
Crash land.
Yes.
Yeah. A kind of landing, yeah.
After I amazingly saved some people.
You did, yes. So we should make a point of that. So Randall was pulled from the plane and flung off the, flung out of the plane. But thanks to an amazing manoeuvre, Jamie managed to rescue him. Swooped down with the plane and caught him on the wing, I believe. Did you?
It was.
Yeah,
Spectacular.
Spectacular. Pulp.
Yes.
And then
I was
crashed.
amazed.
And then proceeded to crash the plane. But luckily, you all managed to walk away from the wreckage and arrived. Yeah, so you were introduced to the people at the military camp who were responsible for enforcing the cordon on the quarantine zone where this infectious hepatitis and suspected case of yellow death was taking place. So the captain at the army camp, he made you welcome. He allotted a couple of vehicles for you to carry your equipment, and while that was being loaded up, you were invited to dine with them in the mess hall, where he regaled you and swapped stories with Randall about his hunting exploits. And it also showed you a rather strange creature that one of those soldiers had shot while on patrol.
Oh, is that the one I went and took his hand off?
The elephantdillo.
Yeah, strange elephant-like creature.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah.
The elephantdillo boar.
Yeah, you also learned that that was what was it was also on the menu. That was a steak they were serving that night. But I think most people decided that they weren't going to eat that.
No.
I'm not sure
Oh no, didn't we say the Randy's?
Oh yes, you all gave your portions to Randall, didn't you?
Randy loved it.
There's a reason why I only eat vegans.
So after that meal, all your stuff was loaded up onto the trucks by this time, and you were setting off when there was a bit of a commotion at the edge of the cordon. One of the the local people had appeared. So she was in a bit of a bad way. She's covered in blood. All the clothes were all torn and tattered, and she was clearly exhibiting signs of this disease. And there was a brief attempt at Alfie tried to intervene.
I think so, yeah.
With a little bit of help from Aberdeen, who was your guide. Eventually, she was reluctantly shot by two soldiers, and her body was taken away to be disposed of. And following that, of course, you left the camp, headed off up Mount Kinabalu towards and into the quarantine zone. And I believe we left it where you were forced to dismount from the vehicle, from the truck, or I can't remember, a truck or an armoured vehicle. Truck or an armoured car, I can't remember which. Because some trees had fallen across the road. And so it was just a small task to get out, and with a bit of team effort, they were able to move the obstruction. But while doing so, you did find, I think it was Vinny and Alfie found footprints in the mud at the side of the road. Footprints that were 3 foot across, clawed, 3-toed footprints. And that the trees themselves bore the marks of huge claws. And I believe that is where we left it. So, You are on the road. You've cleared the road of obstructions. It's still on the side of the road where Alfie and Vinny are looking at these footprints and the scars clawed into the trunks of these trees.
Yeah. I believe Vinny had just drawn his gun.
Alfie and Vinny had just drawn guns, I believe. And
Yeah.
are we about to make everybody else aware of what we found, I believe.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Alex, I'll hand it all over to you now.
Yeah, I'm just going to look down at this great big footprint. What is it? It was about 3 feet across, wasn't it, we said?
Yeah, about 3 foot. 3 foot.
Yeah,
across.
and then look down at this very small gun that I'm carrying in my hand. I don't think we should we should delay our trip much longer than this. I think we should keep moving very quickly.
I think you're right, Alfie. I'll do it.
Shapiro sort of hangs out the door, out the window of the truck. He's going, what's the problem? What's the problem? We need to get moving. It's this damn heat. If the ghetto death doesn't get me, the heat will.
A slight concern with the local fauna, old man.
Well, probably safer inside the truck, don't you think?
Now, these big 3 foot footprints, were they big three-toed, like
Yes.
reptilian-looking things, right? Yeah, like dinosaurs.
Well, I wouldn't. Well, that's your assumption to make. They are.
What's in my mind's eye, like dinosaur footprints, basically.
They're certainly, like I said, they're 3 foot across, 3-toed, and clearly clawed. But nobody else has seen these. You've not made, or are we saying that you've made everybody aware of them now?
I bet Randy will know what they are.
I would call over Randy, actually. Randy, brother, come and get a look at these.
Yeah, hip hip. Let me take a look. Interesting. That
What do you
looks
make of that, old boy?
Very familiar, very reminiscent to me of the Fishman tribe of Borneo. But you will never hear about
Fishman.
them again. And in 100 years from now, people won't even know that culture ever existed. This must be something else.
This race of fishmen, they have very large feet, did they, Randy?
It was more webbed feet is what they had. It didn't look like this.
So nothing like this at all.
No. But it reminded me of that. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, Phil, question about the
Yes.
track. Being the guys that spotted them, do they seem like a set of two, like a bipedal creature or a four-pedal creature?
Oh, good question. Good
Word for
question.
four-pedal, guys. Come on,
Four-pedal.
I don't even know what those words mean.
I
Four-pedal,
prefer
that's the one.
four-pedal is my. I'm going to
Fix
use
my
that.
half-decent English. It's almost good English.
Torpedo. It's torpedo.
It's four-pedal now. It's canon now, Tony. You are right.
It's clearly a bipedal creature, biped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make a natural world roll on that.
Okay, to what end, Randy?
Oh, just to kind of discover if is anything that maybe I did come across or is actually something.
Yeah, it's just something you recognise. Yeah, fair enough.
And another
Go ahead.
logistics question of finding the tracks and the claw marks in the trees, Phil. Do the claw marks in the trees looks like they'd be made like by the upper claws of a bipedal creature? Going rah.
That I will require a roll for, so you'll have to make a hard intelligence roll or a natural world roll.
Right, so my intelligence is pretty sweet. What's my natural world?
Probably crap.
Yeah, probably quite crap. Yeah, pretty crap. So a hard intelligence
Oh,
is
excuse me.
more
Oh,
doable.
excuse me.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless
Nah.
you.
Wow,
Nah.
hey, wow, nice.
No.
No, it's not a hard.
No,
It's
be
just
a hard
regular.
Okay, so no, Randy, this is definitely which is probably quite exciting. This is definitely not something you've seen before, or either personally, up front, down the sights of your rifle, or on rare occasions in a book.
I hope they're not violent. or aggressive.
Well, there's the
I
trees
think we
knocked
are
down.
quite nice.
I don't think they're gentle when they walk.
Yeah. Maybe end up killing us by accident.
Yeah, like
Captain Lancaster liked non-violent, non-aggressive creatures to hunt.
Yeah.
Like I'm just thinking about the size of them, and even if we are in the truck, it's just going to stomp on it like Jurassic Park. Just picturing dinosaurs, man. I can't get that big dinosaur out of my head.
Did you say that the trees have been broken?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I don't want to toot my own horn, but dinosaurs are now extinct. I may have had something to do with that.
That was your ancestors, wasn't it? I knew it. So, Jamie, the tracks are like in the direction of where the trees are just like smashed. Like
Yeah,
it's
so the
just
tracks, so you can see the tracks have come from the right side, and crossed, broken through the trees and crossed over and then you can see where they've gone, disappeared into the jungle on the other side of the road.
It's a thing that's so big that it just knocks full of ass trees out its way when it stomps through the place. It doesn't go around trees; it just knocks them over.
Yeah, I mean it's not left. So it's wherever it was has smashed down these trees at the side of the road, but it's not where it's come from and where it's gone to. It's not it's not like knocking. It's not left
It's just
like
a big
trip.
mark from the trees, right?
Yeah, so it just happens to have smashed down these ones, but where it's come from, where it's gone, it's not left a trail of broken down trees or anything.
It could be something that I may be able to track. However, if it had wings and it just kind of landed here, and that's why it kind of made all this, disruption and, it landed heavy, it may be a little bit more difficult. So we should probably look up.
Vinny looks just extra scared when you say wings. Wings! Wings!
Right, Shapiro sticks his head out the truck. Gentlemen, we have a job to do. Okay, do I need to remind you of the how pressed we are for time?
There's a log.
Time is literally ticking.
24 hours. How long's
Is there
left?
a tree trunk across the road? Is that what's brought us to stop? I can't remember.
You've moved it. You've moved
okay.
it now. Yeah.
Then then I'm all for getting moving because I don't want to encounter this thing, and I also don't want to get crispy fried by a
By the bomb.
supernatural nuclear device.
What's left on the 24 hours?
Let's have this. So there is a little bit less than 24 hours. Maybe about. So it was 24 hours when he checked. So it's about 23 hours left. We'll say 23 hours, 23 to 24. It's not an exact science because, like I said, the device was damaged. Yeah, so we didn't mention that, did we, in the recap?
No, we didn't.
You carry in what sounds from Shapiro's description. What sounds? Not that such a thing exists at the moment, but what sounds like a nuclear device, which if
A broken one.
it's a broken one. So which has been brought along for the purposes of cleansing the site if this infection proves impossible to deal with.
Did we ask the question? I don't know. I can't remember if we asked the question or not. Let's assume that we don't have to cleanse the site. What are we going to do with this?
With the bomb?
Yeah, I don't think we asked that question.
That is a good question. No, Shapiro is kind of he's not really he kind of hasn't really considered that either.
I don't think Dialogue did either.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm aware of the consequence.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, we fly it up in the air in a helicopter and then drop it like just before it goes off, so it goes off like.
I saw that
1,000
movie.
feet
Didn't that
from the
guy
ground.
die? Or did he? Or anyway.
Yeah, there's a slight problem with that. Is this because Shapiro said that the device is set to detonate over an area of about 10 miles.
Oh, God.
So maybe it needs to be 10 miles in the air.
Yeah. I don't think there's many aircraft available at this point in time that can.
And certainly
get
not
that high.
helicopters. Right.
You might go that high when it goes off.
Be in orbit, mate.
It's in several different directions.
At this point, I turn to Shapiro and quite aggressively say, right, so you're on about us going to this thing. Have you not seen this footprint and the broken trees?
No, I haven't.
Well, open your eyes, you imbecile.
I've been sat in the truck, Miss Moore. We need to move.
Look at that, and I point to it.
Right, he looks over and says, it doesn't alter a thing. It doesn't change the fact that we have got a ticking time bomb on this truck and we need to find out what is going on here.
Well, I'd like to know why what looks like a giant animal that's going to be absolutely ginormous, like dinosaur size, is wandering around the area that we're...
I would suggest you get out of the truck and go on an expedition. Meanwhile, the rest of us are going to the camp.
We might be killed by this thing. Yeah, you're gonna get a bitch slap.
I know.
Now, what's it to be, Miss Moore? Are you going to drive this truck, or are you getting out to go on an expedition?
Well, you know what? If we encounter this thing, you're being shoved in front of it as its lunch.
You're the bait.
Right, it just starts dabbing, pulls his handkerchief from his inside jacket and just dabbing the like sweat is just pouring down his face. He's like, his top's almost like completely drenched. I mean, the rest of you are hot, but Shapiro is like seems to be really suffering from the heat.
It's probably the radioactive thing is on his lap.
He's got the weight of the world on his shoulders. What are you on about?
Here we go.
Oh, for
Please.
God's sake. Go, and I turn to the others. Are we going after to do this thing, or we're going to chase this?
No, we're going.
So the truck does have like an open back, so somebody can sit in the back with a rifle, like looking around.
Well volunteered, Randy.
Ah, okay. And
Well
you know what,
volunteered
look,
indeed,
when
man.
we're done with this nuclear, this
The Rang device.
Big Bang device, we can go back and see about this large creature. In the hopes that it's non-aggressive and
And the
easy
last
to
of
kill.
it's-
Right, Shapiro just like sighs and shakes his head. And says, please, let's just get going, please.
Well, I'm in
I
the back.
bet
I'm
you're
really
in-
not driving.
So James
Bet
driving.
you're regretting coming along now, old boy.
Randy, old boy, I'm going to join you in the back with a gun loaded, and we'll both take this lookout. I'm volunteering myself as well. I'm brave.
I anticipated there being complications, but they're not quite as serious as this.
I'm going
Randy
to button
praised
the
me for
pocket that my
my
wallet
braveness.
is in.
Why?
Good idea.
Show us,
Randy praised me for my braveness recently, so I'm
Yes.
going to
Yeah,
up there in the back of the car and back in the Jeep with him. And
We're friends. You've saved my life on at least 2 occasions that that my memory serves.
and you were either stupid enough or polite enough to mistake my stupidness for bravery, so it's all good.
Okay.
Oh, Jamie, get in the truck down then.
Oh yeah.
Who's driving? What are you talking about?
Karina was driving.
Yeah, I was
Karina
trying.
was driving.
Yeah,
Well, Jamie could drive unless it's manual transmission.
Yeah, I was obviously joking about Jamie driving.
Okay, so we set off again, and eventually, not long, maybe about 5-10 minutes further up the road, it come to a fork. So Aberdeen tells you that to the left is the MBCC survey team's camp, and to the right is the local tobacco farmer's farm, where most of the local farmers have set up a makeshift camp to protest against the intrusions of the survey team onto sacred land.
Oh.
Maybe not go there then.
The survey team. They're not part of our group, are they? No.
Shapiro says, well, the survey team who alerted Caduceus to the presence of the disease, but we need to go to the farm, at least initially. Whether it might be of note to investigate the survey team's camp later, that I'll leave that down to you. That's why you're here. But we need to set up at the medical tents at the farm.
I wasn't worried about that. I just wanted to know what kind of response we're going to get from the farmers when we arrive.
Well, I shan't. Perhaps they'll be glad to see us. Perhaps not. Well, it remains to be seen.
I agree.
Did that come through?
You did.
What did he say?
Burn with me or something, that's what I heard. Which seems highly appropriate, given the situation.
That was
Maybe
the farmers.
if we bring these farmers a gift, that would ingratiate themselves with that. What animal here do they consider holy? We could probably hunt one down and bring it to them.
Oh, I don't believe Kazin, the owner of the farm, is superstitious like some more of the natives, some more of the locals.
Perhaps we should just go and see what kind of reaction we get first before we try and placate them in any way.
Well, sometimes it's not a bad idea to head out there and say, "Hi, this is what we intend to do," and are there any local customs and stuff that we should be aware of so that we don't intrude.
Step on any toes.
It's a very good idea. I'll start making my way towards
You okay?
the farm, I guess.
Very good. So say they said the right-hand fork of this dirt track leads you into onto the grounds of this tobacco farm. And you can see there's a kind of makeshift shanty town being set up in one of the main fields. That's probably housing a good 100 people or more. They're set up in front. That's set up in front of a plantation style house that overlooks the surrounding tobacco fields, which are surrounded on all sides by the forest as well. At the side of the plantation house, you can see an old truck, and across opposite the house and across the other side of this little shanty town, this collection of makeshift tents and lean-tos, are several larger tents that Shapiro directs you towards, so telling you this is the medical tents that have been set up.
Okay.
There's the truck. Sorry, go on.
I was just going to ask him do we have any patients or anything as yet, or?
I imagine so. I imagine there will be. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. So as the truck comes to a halt, and you clamber out, and Shapiro asks Aberdeen to help him start unloading things. An elderly looking man, maybe elderly, probably about 45, but he looks older than his years. He's sort of well tanned and wrinkled and weathered face, and wearing this rather broad rimmed floppy hat. clearly a local as well. He comes over, smiles spreading across his face. He's walking quite swiftly towards you.
Okay.
He
Climb out the
you're from Caduceus, yes? This is what I heard of, yes? The Caduceus team?
Yeah, look at Shapiro.
So Shapiro says, yes, I'll be setting up our equipment in one of these tents. She commandeer, is there one of the tents that we can commandeer? He says, oh, yes, the end one, yes, you take the end one. It's, that was the patients that were housed there, they have been disposed of. So Shapiro turns to Aberdeen and then tells him to start moving the equipment into this tent. So this guy comes and says, I'm so glad you are here. My name is Cousin. And he reaches out, holds out his hand to shake your hands.
Just do that instinctively. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It goes to each of you in turn to shake your hands. Is everybody shaking his hand?
Yep. Oh,
Aye.
Oh yeah, definitely, because there's a lot of disease around here that we don't know about.
I've got my gloves on.
You can. So yeah, they are. Don't forget there are protective PPE, personal protective equipment on the truck, which consists mainly of like face masks and gloves.
I've got gloves on.
Okay. So if you please make a note that is what you're doing. If that is what you're doing.
I'm sorry,
yeah.
just a grammatical correction. You have glove on.
No, I have a fake arm. I have gloves on.
Oh, I see. Okay.
What was the guy's name? Sorry.
Kazin.
Yeah, I think Karina would have got the gloves and the mask on and stuff. If there's sick people here, then
Okay.
I already put that on before getting.
Yeah,
Walking
I
away
don't
from the
think
car.
I'd have it on right away. I'd probably wait, and if I'm going to a medical
Yeah.
tent or something, I would just be, these are just natural people, and
Yeah.
I might have
Same
my
here.
scarf up round,
Okay.
Yep, like that.
Okay. So who? A couple have got gloves and face masks on or equivalent. Nobody else has. Is anybody?
We already want to wear face masks, so
Sorry.
we would already want to wear face
Well,
masks.
yeah, Shapiro already warned you about wearing.
Has he got his on?
He has, yes. It's the first thing he does when he gets out of the truck.
Ooh.
okay, well, maybe.
Yeah, Shapiro's already been cautious. When the army captain first greeted you, he visibly stepped away from him when he offered his hand. But yeah, so Kazim comes to each of you, offers his hand. So Alfie shakes his hand.
Yeah.
What about Vinny?
Got his wallet.
You're going to take his wallet?
I rolled 33 on the sleight of hand, so yeah, when I'm shaking his hand, the other hand is doing that.
Okay, very well. Okay.
If I need a hard, it's not going
You
to
get
cost me
him
much.
close,
Yeah.
then you almost embrace him. I mean, he takes it as a form of greeting. So he actually embraces you as well.
Nice. I'll embrace him back as I take his wallet.
Wow.
Okay. And how about Karina?
I would, like I said, I'd put gloves on, so I'd shake his hand.
Okay. And Randall?
I think I probably shook his hand, and I'm not wearing the mask yet. We just got here, and probably after a few minutes, I'll
Okay.
realize everybody else did, and I'll do it.
I mean, Karina, not Karina. Kazin looks fine. Looks healthy. No apparent signs of the infection that Shapiro has explained to you.
Has he got any masks or anything on?
Yes.
Kazin, no, he has not.
No.
No, he's the only thing he has on. He's wearing quite an expensive looking white suit that's all pressed, and it's pretty just like unusually clean for somewhere like this. There's not even any sweat stains on it or anything. And like I say, he's got this wide-brimmed hat, quite neatly shaven and neatly trimmed hair, with a slight hint of fresh aftershave.
Yeah.
Is it good aftershave?
Yeah,
Italian?
I guess. It's yeah, it smells quite expensive. Yeah.
Many approves.
I'm so glad you are here. It says, how long will it take to clear these protesters from my property? It has been. I'm keen to get my farm back up and running. These protesters, they're here. They are infected, and they are dangerous to my workers. I've already lost several of my people.
Oh. So for a moment there, I thought you weren't aware of what was happening.
Oh no! Yes, the survey team. They alerted you. Yes, we heard of your impending arrival.
But you know why we're here.
The hepatitis.
Yes.
We are stuck inside this military quarantine. This situation is resolving. It is damaging my business.
Yeah.
Because I know these people. There are people dying. But he points over to a wide trench at the far side of this compound, and you can clearly see there's bodies wrapped up in muslin cloth, like piled to the top. That they're like, you can see them, like the pile of bodies poking over the top of this pit, this mass grave. Says, I'm aware people are dying, but this is too much. This is too much. I've reached my limit. I no longer care. Says, if these protesters are gone, then surely that the risk of infection will be reduced. It is only making things worse with these people here. So I need you to remove them.
I mean, perhaps we should just let everybody die, and that way the problem's solved itself, hasn't it?
You do not understand. This is my business. It's my farm. If this situation is not resolved, my livelihood is at stake. I am sorry these people are dead, but the dead is dead.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just wanting to put money ahead of people's lives, that.
I allow these people here. They are on my property. I allow them to make this shanty town, destroy my fields. I allow the people to set up these medical aid tents to treat these people. And what thanks do I get? My business is suffering.
Oh, you want thanks? That's what it is.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
I deserve it.
Your business suffers more if everybody dies and you've got no customers, so I don't know what.
Indeed. If these people are gone, then the risk of infection is gone.
Are these people infected?
There are some here, though, I guess.
So you just want us to get rid of them and spread the infection then?
My farm is no place for these people.
So you want us to send these people back into the towns then, infected?
I want them removed from my property. I don't care what you do with them. That would be, it would seem foolish to take them into town. I mean, quarantine them somewhere else. Not on my property.
Oh, so as long as it's somebody else's problem, not yours.
I help these people, but this is too
much. You're going to have to
much.
carry on helping them until the problem's solved.
Who's going to be wanting to do business with you if they...
He starts striding over to me. Look, come look at this. And he shows you, he marches off and shows you this ditch. This must be about 20, 30 feet long, and it's full of bodies. There must be 20, 30 bodies at least piled up in this pit. This cannot continue. It cannot.
No, you're right. You're going to need a bigger ditch.
I'm gonna
I knew you Caduceus people would be no help.
step forward and go towards him a bit and just be like, look, we do thank you for opening your farm, opening up your space, and we do appreciate all the help you have given. We are hoping that, us arriving here will be able to find what is causing this, and, with the machinery that Aberdeen is moving, we're hoping to maybe even cure it once and for all, but we need a little bit more time. I'm sure you can appreciate that. We are here, we are coming to do our things. If we move these people, we risk moving the infection, which means more people and longer time than it takes to solve this. I'm sure you can understand. We do not wish to impede on your farm for too long, but as it stands, just a little bit more time, that's all we need.
Can make a social roll, or maybe a persuade, or a fast talk, perhaps, or a charm, even maybe. I don't know, which is up to you.
I'll charm.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Lovely.
Okay.
Smooth talker.
Okay, right. He calms, so Kazing calms a little bit. It's, fine. I give you 24 hours.
Thank you.
And
We
then-
are able.
That'll be just enough time.
And then we must see some progress. This cannot continue.
We only need 23.
If we are doing as much as we can, we believe we could, you would see progress before that. But 24 hours is a grand
More
gesture
than
on your
enough.
part. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm just going to turn, slap Shapiro on the shoulder as I walk away from this guy, and I'm just going to say, no pressure, old boy.
All right, he turns. His face is almost drip white at this point, and he's like the sweat pouring down. He says, I shall be glad. When we get back. When we get back to New York, that's all I can say. This is not what I signed up for either.
Field
So-
work, eh?
So the stench. There's a palpable stench of disease and death that hangs over this entire area. And you can see, you get glimpses inside these tents, and there's like cots filled with people laid up in various stages of this disease, showing various symptoms. Some of them are in far worse a state than the woman that you saw at the military camp that came out that broke the cordon. Some are clearly already dead, waiting for the bodies to be removed. So Shapiro takes over the tent at the far end. And all the equipment is unloaded in and transported into there, along with the Haftarang device, which he carefully and daintily places in one corner of the room. In fact, he puts it inside. There's maybe a footlocker style chest at the foot of the one of the camp beds in there, and he carefully puts it in there. And then he busies himself setting up the viral analyzer, which is this bizarre looking device, this control panel of valves and wires and lights, a series of lights all over it. And he also picks out this huge, thick, printed out, typeset manual. It does, which informs you this when the device is finished analysing the samples, it'll give a readout, and then the readout is referenced through this book, and this will tell us if this is the Yellow Death, if this is a mutated form of the Yellow Death, or if it is like a more innate, less threatening version of the disease. But also, it will direct us on how to make a cure, and also to make a substance so we can test people for infection.
What kind of samples do you need?
I says I need to take blood samples. As I say, I don't expect any of you to be involved in this process. That is why I am here. So I will secure some blood samples from these poor unfortunates, and then I shall take care of the analysis process, while you busy yourselves in looking into to determine if there is any evidence that the Inner Night are present here, and if they are responsible for what is happening.
Okay. Are there any records made of people that have been taken in as patients?
So there doesn't appear to be, no. What do you mean? What exactly by?
I want to know whether, like, the people that either have died first are more likely to have had the disease for longer, right?
Yes. So the reports of it. So it's so normally hepatitis, infectious hepatitis would take a few weeks to kill, 2 to 3 weeks to kill people,
Right.
whereas nobody has survived longer. Nobody that's been infected has survived longer than 3 days.
I wanted to see if there was any notes about where the people that died first, where they came from, like which area.
Here.
Oh, is it just here?
Yeah.
Everybody's from around here. No,
Yeah.
like, there's not like a settlement or anything nearby where
No.
the first. Yeah. Oh, I guess that idea then.
Yeah, the first cases were found here. So the people that are here on the tobacco farm, they originally turned up to protest against the survey team, and then shortly after that, the first infections were reported.
Okay.
Where did they come from to protest?
So Aberdeen tells you that many of them either own farms or work on other people's farms that are like in a wide area around, in this area, but they're quite spread out.
That's what I was trying to work out. Was there a particular farm? The people that died first, did they come from a particular farm, or were they?
There's no record of where they actually came from.
So So I'm going to ask him and say, so when they arrived, was it only the protesters that were infected?
No.
Some of the farmhands?
Yes. So some of the farm farm workers have
But
been.
who was the first, victim, the first one, the very first one?
Patient zero.
Patient zero.
Yeah, the first death was actually one of the protesters.
That's the question. Then we need to find out who knew Patient Zero, where Patient Zero came from, because once Patient Zero is infected in the camp, that could have spread to the farm workers because they're actually in vicinity of. But it's where Patient Zero originated from. So we need the records of Patient Zero.
I haven't got any records.
There's no records like that. The only records that are here are observations, recorded observations of the infection.
Okay, so we need to speak to
progresses.
anyone that he knew. Are all the protesters dead?
No, not all of them. No, there's still.
So I think
still
my
quite a lot of
first
them.
port of call would be to ask to speak to some of the protesters. Try and find the name of Patient Zero. And then try and speak to some of the protesters.
Okay.
So that's what I'll ask the guy to do.
Okay, so you want Aberdeen to go
Yeah.
with your son, yeah. Okay, so is anybody else? What's everybody else doing?
I mean, I'm going to tell everybody what I'm doing. It's not like I'm going to say, I've said that out loud. We need to know who patient 0 is, kind of.
Yeah, so is anybody going with? Well,
Yeah, I'll go with Jamie.
Okay.
What language would Aberdeen be talking to these people?
it's Malayan.
Oh,
Malay.
I would
Great
just
time.
want to. Maybe I'll go and listen to him when he talks to these people, see if I can pick up any of the language.
Okay.
Before we go for that, shall we wander off? Shall we go for a break?
Yeah, it looks like about that time.
So Jamie and Karina are setting off with Aberdeen. Aberdeen. I must apologise to everybody for my atrocious attempts at accents as well.
I
So
think it's
what
all those. I turn to the others and say, I think we've such a limited time. I think we need to split up a bit to work out. I mean, just maybe wander around, see if there's any lizard people.
Split up
I don't quite know where to start on that.
How's Kazin's skin fitting? Is it?
Is it well fitted?
Yeah. Does it look good on him?
you want to go and do you want to go and talk to Cousin?
Yeah. Ooh.
He's kind of like gone, like stormed off at this
Probably
point
not
back
right
towards the
now.
house.
I was
stormed
thinking,
off, was watching his wallet.
Let's see. There is the equivalent of
Oh. Nice.
money.
$14.
Nice.
The Borneo exchange rate is probably not very good.
Back in 1930, $14 is probably a lot.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. So what are you all doing?
I was thinking of maybe going out to the survey camp and having a look round there. See if there's
so
anybody
when-
there we could talk to.
After I've counted the money, Cousin's wallet, I was going to go follow him and listen in on the conversation he's having in Malayan, just to see if I can pick up any of the language, because that's what I do.
Okay. What, do you mean Cousin or Aberdeen?
Oh, sorry, Aberdeen. It's Aberdeen that's the way to talk to the people, isn't it?
Yeah, so you're tagging along with Jim,
Aberdeen,
Karina and Aberdeen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I'll join Alfie at the survey camp, 'cause that sounds interesting. Got
Yeah. How is it? Is it far? It's not too far, right?
No, it's not too far. It's probably. Oh, it depends. You could walk,
We'll take
or
the
you
truck.
could or you could take the truck. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you can pretty much scrap one truck if either of us are driving. But yeah. I mean, if Randall makes that suggestion, I'll go along with it.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, we'll save time that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you head off to in the truck and the rest of you to explore to try and question some of the locals and this shanty town, you see Shapiro going about his feverishly is probably a bad word, going about his business, hurriedly collecting blood samples from patients, both dead and alive, and then disappears into the tent where he's got the viral analyzer set up. So yeah, you two jump into the truck and head off back down the road away from the farm, and take the right-hand turn towards the survey camp.
Yeah.
So as you head down the road, you come in sight of this of another compound. This looks far more temporary than the farm. You know, there's no actual building like permanent structure here. There's just a collection of tents and temporary buildings arranged in sort of a horseshoe around the center, in a horseshoe shape around the center of this area, and the whole place is surrounded by a chain link fence. And at the end of the road, outside the gates to this in this chain link fence, are a number of rowdy protesters. There's maybe about 20 or 30, all sort of congregated outside the gate. Some of them are sort of hanging onto the gate, shouting and rattling on the fence. And just inside the gate are a couple of men who are clearly, presumably guards, as they stood there with rifles in their hands. Not aimed at anybody, but they've got them, holding them ready.
Yeah. Are they manning a gate or anything like that?
Yeah, so they're stood at the gate, but on the inside.
Okay. Do they react as we approach?
Yes, as your truck approaches, obviously a lot of the protesters stop what they're doing and turn around to look. A few sort of shout and bang on the side of the truck as you draw closer, but generally they move out of the way. And as you pass these people, you can see some look healthy, but some of them are clearly infected. You can see there's like a lot of them have got this kind of yellow tinge to the skin, and a couple. At least a couple are sat at the side of the road, clearly quite ill.
Some of these people, they need medical attention. Look at the pale of his skin. Look at the coloring.
Yeah, I think it's probably a little too late for them now, maybe. I mean, we've got room in the back of the truck, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Certainly take them back to the medical tents once we're done here, but we better put on that mask and glove if we're going to do that.
Oh, sure. Just keep the window wound up for now.
So, as as your truck draws up in front of the gate, the guards step forward, and one of them calls over and says, "Are you Caduceus?"
Yes, that's right.
Thank God. So one of them starts shouting at the protesters to lowers his gun, warding them off, as the other one unlocks the padlock on the gate and pushes the gate open, pushing the protesters to one side to let you give you access to the compound. And as soon as the truck's inside, they both pull the gate shut, padlock it, and step back.
Gonna climb out of the truck. Who's in charge here?
That would be Mr. Clemens. So all these people, these two guards at least, these are clearly British.
Yeah.
Evil, then.
Well, yeah, I forgot what's the name of the company again? The Northern Bolivian Survey Company. But yeah, it's not a nice company. They're kind of like the equivalent of what are the ones? The spice ones in India.
Oh, the East India Company.
Yeah. They're like the equivalent of that. They're not good. They kind of they exploited the place, the area, and the native people, and not good. Just
Okay.
strip mined a lot of the place. I think it's copper, like strip mine the place for copper.
Okay.
So yeah, the camp is clearly a series of temporary huts constructed in this horseshoe formation. There's it looks like there's like equipment. There's ones for storing equipment, while others are like obviously providing sleeping quarters, like a shower tent and a mess tent. And there's one that's quite obviously a medical tent as well, which stands slightly apart from the others. There's 2 Ford Model A trucks parked kind of central in the clearing. There's a few people milling about beyond the guard, these 2 guards. Maybe you see maybe about 10-15 people milling about, being occupied with various things.
So where would we find this Mr. Clemens?
Says he should be. I'm sure he saw the truck from. He should be along. I can go and fetch him if you like. It's,
Why don't you go and fetch him and bring us to the map room and have us meet us in the map room?
the map room. Sorry.
This is a survey camp. You have maps.
Well, I'm just a guy. Yes. Just give me a moment.
Just go and fetch him. We'll wait here.
So the other guard says, "Sal, you stay here, Bert. I'll go get him. You take a moment. You're looking a bit peaky."
Uh-oh.
And so one of the guards heads off to one of the towards and disappears into one of the tents. And meanwhile, this other guy starts coughing. Oh my god, my guts just felt like they're on fire. Then he just like, and he just starts convulsing and vomiting. And as he vomits, there's blackened blood pours out of his mouth, along with like chunks of flesh, and he just vomits up like what looks like semi-liquefied portions of his internal organs and collapses to the floor. And you can both make a sanity roll at that.
Maybe he should stay here and rest a bit.
And you can both make a luck roll as well. So if you,
I love it. There we go.
so if you pass sanity roll, you lose nothing. If you fail a sanity roll, you lose 1, just the 1.
Okay, all right. Hang on. Let me handle that before I do my luck roll. Yeah, that's my god. That's not. That can't be natural.
Okay. So Randy, you like flinch and back away, and like, oh my god, it's just fall to your knees.
Nasty.
Yeah. I think we're going to pull the mask up.
Okay, so the other guard reappears and comes running over, accompanied by this man in like a tan cotton suit and a Panama hat and this neatly trimmed white beard and wire-framed glasses.
This man needs medical attention.
Oh my God! Not another one.
What do you mean another one? How many have you lost?
We've
Sorry,
lost 10 people so far, including the medical team.
You've lost the medical team.
Yes.
Alfie,
Yes,
we should head back to the farm.
The guard, Smith here tells me you're from Caduceus.
Yes, that's right.
So the quarantine is lifted then. It's about time. How long will it take you to get me and my people back down into town?
What are you talking about? Sorry, Brian.
I think the quarantine is being lifted.
We called you in to I spoke to people back at headquarters, and they assured me they were getting in touch with Caduceus, and you were gonna get us out of here. I presume since you're here, the quarantine's lifted, yes?
My good man, did you just see what happened here? How could you lift a quarantine under these circumstances? And you're
You've lost
in charge?
10 of your own staff. You've lost 10 of your own staff, including your medical team. Why do you think the quarantine will be lifted?
Over there, look! God damn it, they're over there. And he like points to these kind of makeshift crosses that are stuck into the dirt at the far edge of the compound. You can both make a spot hidden as well. Just get your damn right, I think we go get out of here. It's not way here. If I'll be having words. I'll let you know. I'll be having words with people back at HQ. So the company will take a dim view of this. I don't care who you're from.
Nice rolls,
Oh
gents.
man, really?
Oh, well, but look at everything that's going on here. This guy is absolutely crazy. I'm not noticing anything else except.
No, I think we're
person's
probably
obvious
incredulous, right? Yeah.
Incompetence. I mean, how could he not? Oh, jeez.
I mean, clearly you have some members of your team infected already. You should probably try and get them to the aid camp as soon as possible. Any of you could be.
You think I'm going to take my people up to that plague pit?
Well, it doesn't look like you're faring off much better here.
And you have no more medical staff.
From what I hear, there's like there's 100 people or more dead. I've got 10 people. I think our odds are looking a little bit better.
Well, that depends. How many did you start off with?
Well, there was 40 of us.
So you've lost 25% of them already.
Oh.
I look. You're looking at this wrong. You're insane. Look,
Beg your pardon, sir.
listen. We've got equipment back at the other camp that may be able to help, and at least try and save the rest of these poor bastards. But you're gonna have to go out that way. You're gonna have to go there. You can't stay here. What are you gonna do? Just stay here behind this fence and let everybody die one by one?
We're staying here where it's safer until you Caduceus people evacuate us. That's what you're supposed to be.
Take a look at this guy. Take a look at what's just happened to him.
The only thing you're evacuating here are your bowels.
And then the rest of your internal organs straight after that.
So what do you propose we do?
We go back. You can head back to the camp. We, like I say, there's
I'm not stepping 1 foot inside that place.
There's equipment there that if we have enough time, we can find a cure to what's going on here. Sure, stay here and die if you want, but at least over there you got a chance.
You can make I'll allow you some kind of social role of your. Well, I don't know, maybe.
I mean,
Yeah,
it would,
bonus dice, 'cause
it
that
would
was
be
brilliant.
persuade. It would be persuade, but that's
Bonus
the one
dice, bonus
I'm
dice.
shitty. I'm crap at. I mean, I only have a 10% in persuade.
Okay.
But
I'll give you a bonus dice. I mean, the situation is quite.
okay.
Because his roleplay was so great, he deserves the bonus dice.
Yeah, but I think you made a reasonable argument.
So close.
Wow, you want
So
to spend
close.
look on that?
Do I want to spend 18 look on this piece of shit? Probably not.
You know what? Take us to your map room. Show us exactly what areas you surveyed and what you found, and take us a bit through your historical activities here.
Yeah, who first discovered the outbreak?
We reported it.
Yes, who was it? Where?
I reported it to HQ.
What, you just happened to stumble across it yourself, did you? You're out there in the forest and encountered some poor dying soul?
We were told about the situation down at the on the tobacco plantation, and we did the right thing, like any good British citizen would do, and we informed our superiors, who eventually contacted Caduceus. And since then, the situation has been spiraling out of control, and you want me to send my people over there?
You know, this is a waste of time. There's something you want to look at here, Randy? Because
I just want to know the history of maybe if we know what area they were surveying, we might be able to pinpoint something.
well, that's a start.
Okay, so it's just, well, if you must, it's the survey tent is over there. He points over the tent. Meanwhile, I shall be contacting my superiors.
And who's your translator?
Translator? I don't need a translator.
Not for me, you. Oh, God.
My staff are British, sir. All British. I don't need any translator. I've no need for a translator. These backward locals.
We just have to talk very, very loud at them.
Indeed.
And they'll understand.
Same British accent is all you need.
Yeah.
And who's your head surveyor?
Just I'm the head surveyor. I'm in charge of this operation.
Yes, you're.
Okay, let's just go and take a look at the charts. You have charts?
Yes, and logbooks, if you have logbooks.
Yes. It points you over to the survey tent, and then storms off and disappears into one of the other tents.
I don't know, Alfie, but I feel that is a problem that will solve itself pretty soon.
Yeah, I don't think this guy really cares one way or another. Okay, let's see if we can find out where these guys were looking. Maybe I don't know. Are we assuming that these brought it back from somewhere? That seems a bit of a long shot, but...
Maybe if they surveyed if the locals are concerned that they tread upon sacred land that hasn't been tread upon, and they discovered something there or carried something that was local to there that now moved on, that never did before because it was always sacred land that people didn't go on.
That's pretty good.
Could be.
Okay, so we'll leave you in the survey tents and put back to the plantation farm. So the three of you, accompanied by Aberdeen, walk about the shanty town, trying to find some locals who are prepared to speak. You, I presume, are you avoiding anybody who was clearly showing signs of infection?
Yeah. Did we go to the records first to find the name of patient 0?
There's no records of the only records are like observations of the disease. So there's no record of who.
So the medical team didn't even record who was first ill.
No.
Wow.
Is it possible? Can you add the language with a 1 on it on my sheet of the languages?
Yeah, I can indeed.
People talking it.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, 1 second. I shall do that for you. So,
if you listen very carefully, you'll learn the words for "Where the hell did my wallet go?"
Wait, half an hour. Yeah, we'll all learn the words for that.
So I'll add that in a moment. Okay.
Anytime, just so that it's easier for me to just make a roll.
Yeah. So yeah, I presume you're avoiding anyone who's obviously infected. Yeah.
And still wearing a mask and wearing gloves.
Yeah. So you've got the equipment. Yeah, fair enough. Okay. So via Aberdeen, you're able to speak to a few of the protesting farmers, and as you do, you kind of a crowd starts to gather around you all, and as though the other farmers or the protesting farmers become aware of of the questions you're asking, and they come in, and you're surrounded by this crowd of maybe 20 or 30 people, all shouting and clamouring to be heard.
Interesting.
Um,
I sort of motion for them to all, trying to get them to calm down, and then point at one person and try and say, ask him, and pull this, kind of. Is there a fence between us?
no.
Okay, so we're kind of putting
No,
them to one side.
you're in the middle of this like kind of shanty town, this makeshift camp,
Okay,
and
so
surrounded by you're surrounded by like these native farmers.
and I'll
This
say,
crowd of
Aberdeen,
people.
ask him if he knew who the first person was to be infected, to show symptoms.
Okay. So he asks, he like translates your question, speaks to a few people, and finally manages to narrow it down to like one person who kind of acts as like a spokesperson for them. They tell you that the first person to die was a woman by the name of Yana. And that her body lies in the bottom of that pit, that mass grave.
I'm going to say, would you know where she came from?
So they tell you that she came from a farm in the northern forests.
Was she travelling alone?
She travelled here with her husband and son, but they're also in the pit. Sorry, a son is not. So a son has survived them.
Oh, right.
Where's the sun now?
So
the sky.
tell you this, the son is called. The son is called Muda, and he's usually by the medical tents helping out.
He's here. Right, okay.
Okay.
We might
So
want to speak
you've seen like some of the locals are doing what they're tending to the infected people, the sick people, doing what they can, but obviously there's not it's quite clear that none of them are medically trained or anything. But yeah, so this apparently this young boy Muda is helping them.
Okay.
Did they travel as a big group into town together, or did they just sort of meet up in dribs and drabs? Just wondering how they all orchestrated, how they all.
So they all came from different areas, like ranging over quite a large distance, large area. They all kind of congregated on this area. Some of them came in, individuals. Some of them came in small groups, but it was kind of arranged to come here to protest. This is where they set up camp, and they would protest outside the survey compound. But they've been here like weeks. They've been here weeks before anybody became infected.
Right, so
And supposedly this infection
works quick. So, like, from the first symptoms.
Days,
So, right.
Yeah.
So, basically, they
So
were
they got
infected
infected,
when they
yeah.
were here.
Yeah, the
That's what I was
infection
trying to
happened
establish.
here.
Yeah, so, like, they suddenly show the first symptoms and then within, like, 24 hours.
Yeah, so it's not from where they came from in the Northern Forest, it's
Yeah.
from here.
Okay, so it's also clear that despite the situation they're in, these people are clearly really angry about the survey teams impinging on what they consider their land and sacred land.
Right.
And they've clearly got no intention of leaving until the survey team retreats from their land.
I want to ask where this sacred land is.
So they tell you it's the foothills of the mountains in the northern forest. So one of them, Aberdeen, is able to like exchange, like translate what these people saying, and he tells you that the locals claim that the spirits of the mountain had blessed them with great boons several weeks ago. Suddenly, the exotic flowers and fruits that they'd never seen before started to appear, and they began harvesting them. But but shortly after the survey team started their excavations, they believe it's offended the spirits, because these fruits and flowers start to die and rot.
And these were all at the foot of the mountain.
Yes, so to scatter this entire to the north, the jungle to the north.
So the disease happened when the people started eating these new fruits.
No.
No?
No, this was weeks ago.
Okay. But the disease happened shortly after these new fruits arrived.
Sometime after these fruits started to die and rot.
Oh, okay. Okay. Just trying to get the timeline.
So the first infection is less than a week. It's less than a week ago that the first person died.
So less than a week ago, the first person died, but it's been the survey team's been here for a few weeks.
Oh yeah, survey team's been here for a long time, like months.
Oh, months.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then before that, the fruit was there. So it was only a few weeks before they arrived that the fruit was there.
Yeah. So it's when these people claim that it's when the survey team started excavating part of the mountain.
And then that killed the fruit.
Any kind of description for this?
Sorry?
Any kind of description for this fruit?
No, they describe them as these like a bit like mangoes and apples, but at least double the size, and they said the taste of them was exquisite and like nothing they'd ever seen or tasted before. And same with the flowers, that the scent of the flowers was almost intoxicating.
And had these never appeared before? This was a new thing.
Yeah. So they just suddenly, like several months ago, they suddenly started noticed them appearing.
It's a long shot, but I'd like to roll on, because it's a low stat, but I'd like to roll on natural world. Do I know of anything like this happening before?
It would have to be a hard success, since you've not got anything to look at. Well, no, in fact, critical success.
I've got a crappy stat anyway. You don't need to be that hard with it, man. No, nothing like it, not even a success.
But yeah, the locals, they clearly blame the survey team, and that's the root of their reason for protesting. They want their survey team off their sacred land and they believe the survey team has offended their gods, their spirits, the mountain spirits.
Is the survey team still surveying? Would we know that?
You don't know.
I asked them to describe the flower to me so I can draw it.
Okay, yeah, they'll give you descriptions. I haven't got an exact description, but they give you pretty vivid descriptions of what these flowers and fruits look like.
And asked for a whereabouts the flowers were, because I think we
Again, they
check
tell you
that out.
the northern forest, the forest north of this farm and the survey camp. And the point, they're like sort of expansive, like an expansive one.
You have to investigate there, I think.
Definitely. We'll get someone to take us out there, because maybe these plants were placed there to infect people, to get rid of them, or these plants happened, or the survey people disturbed something that killed them, which has then made it something toxic in the air.
But timeline-wise, these new plants and fruits were there before the disease, so even if eating them and then
but
took
then
a few weeks for
something
the
went
disease
wrong.
to happen,
They went mouldy. So when they went mouldy, they could have released a toxin.
that could have been what made people sick.
Yeah.
Because the timing's better for that, but yeah. It could still be the other, it's just got a longer onset, but I think you're more likely with the fruit going mouldy and people continuing to eat it and making the disease, maybe.
Or just toxins in the air. We need to get a sample of this plant.
Yeah, I think we're gonna need to have
Not
a.
touch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I think while you're pondering that, we'll cut back to the survey camp.
Yeah, well, we're trying to get a lift sorted and try and get out there. Anyway, yeah.
I wanted to try and speak to what's
Muda.
his name?
Muda. Yeah.
If
Okay.
possible.
Well, like I say, we'll cut back to the survey camp for a moment anyway. So yeah, you're looking over these maps. You can make an idea roll. The pair of you. One of you can make the roll, and you can add assistance whoever's leading.
Yeah, go ahead. You might as well take it because
Okay.
I didn't
Another
click.
Got it? Intelligence. Yep. 43. Okay.
Well, see if you get anything better. Roll
Okay.
again.
So you can see. That's enough. It's enough that.
Okay.
Success is enough. So you can see the areas where they've been surveying. They've clearly found deposits, copper deposits in the mountains, in the foothills of the mountains, quite rich deposits. They don't appear to have started any large-scale excavations as yet. It seems that the current situation has brought everything to a halt.
Is there anything on the map to show where they've been taking? I'm assuming they've been doing like sampling.
Yeah. So again,
Yeah,
it's you are in the foothills of the Mount Kinabalu.
Yeah. Are there dates as well on the different areas where they've taken these?
Yeah. So they span back several months up until about 3 weeks ago.
Okay. And is there a location for that last?
So they're kind of all in the general area, but yeah, there's a location for each area they've taken from. They're not spread too far apart. They've kind of done like general, over a general area, and then they've narrowed it down over time. Since they've found traces, and they kind of concentrate. The more recent ones are concentrated more or less in one area.
Okay. So I'm
And again,
pointing at.
it's in the northern forest, the forest to the north.
Yeah, I'm pointing at this area, and I'm saying to Randall, do you think you could find this?
Yes, I mean the maps make it easy to find. However, I mean, they've only just begun their work here. They didn't really go too far in.
I mean, I'm just looking at the timing. The first case was only recorded. It's less than 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
The first case was less than a week ago.
Less than a week ago.
Yeah.
Yes, the timing does seem coincidental. What would it look like the route is to get to there? Is it
The first
hiking or is it driving?
was 3 days ago.
Sorry?
The first death was 3 days ago.
3 days.
Yeah.
And the last excavation they did was 3 weeks, did you say?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Okay. That's a long time. This thing moves quick, so is there a correlation?
Well, I would think maybe that this type of thing would move quicker exponentially, meaning it would start slow at first, and then the more people that it infects or become exposed to it.
No, but I thought Shapiro said that the like incubation period or whatever it is was pretty quick.
Yeah, so 24 hours after first being, people exhibit stage 2 symptoms, 24 hours after being initially infected. And then 24 to 48 hours later, they're dead.
Yeah, the time does seem off, but I mean, we're running out of time. So whatever clues we have to this, we should pursue them. How long is it to the site? And is it something you walk to, or are there roads to drive? Did the survey team open it up enough for roads?
No, you'd have to walk to it. Obviously, they've not reached that stage where they've they're like doing any large scale work. It's just been like survey teams going out taking samples and.
And how long will it take to get there?
Maybe an hour away.
Look, Alfie, I don't know about you, but I mean, maybe we head back right away, inform the others of what's happening, and either we split up and send a team there. It's going to be an hour walk, discovering things, an hour back. Maybe another team do something else, but time is not on our side, my friend.
I know. What concerns me is that we could head back, but the route is kind of northeast from here, right?
Yeah.
Where the site is.
Yeah.
So if we're heading back and walking from the camp, it's going to take even longer to get.
No. We take the car back just to inform the others. I mean, we can't just, unless we have radios here or some way to radio them.
No.
If we are going to go alone. But I don't think it's wise to head out.
No.
Well,
I mean,
maybe
we're just.
you're right. We just go an hour, we come back, then we tell them what happened. We could do that.
Well, we're going off a hunch, really, aren't we?
Yeah,
But-
well. Is there anything else in the logbooks or map room that might give us a clue to other activities?
There's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing unusual. It all seems pretty standard. I mean, there's a hell of a lot of there's a hell of a lot of paperwork and information. It takes a long time to like go through it piece by piece.
Okay.
But from just scanning everything, there's nothing stands out as being unusual. You've also glancing outside. You think you've probably got maybe a couple of hours before the sun starts to, before it starts to hit dusk. Maybe 3 hours of light, full of daylight left.
And where is the nuclear device? Is that in the truck, or did we leave that on the
No,
base?
it's back at the camp in Shapiro's locker, apparently. There's a medical tent here, isn't there?
There is.
I wonder if they kept records here. Let's go and have a look. I want to head over to the medical tent in the camp here.
Okay.
I'm
So-
assuming there's nobody there.
There's not. No, it's completely empty. There's that smell, that unpleasant sort of smell of sweat and disease. But yeah, it's empty. There's maybe about half a dozen cots, and a chest containing like various medical supplies.
Right.
But it's not incredibly well equipped. Certainly not to deal with something like this.
No.
It's obviously just to deal with like minor injuries.
Is there a notebook or something, or a journal left by a medical professional, perhaps? That
Again, there's maybe like a notes
just wondering-
being taken by the doctor while he was still alive. Again, just making observations and recording. Making daily observations when he's been checking on the patients.
does it give an indication as to when the first person died here?
The same day as the first person was died. It seems like several people died on the same day here.
Okay.
On the same day as the first death was reported at the plantation.
I'm wondering maybe, if there are any other people who've been on the surveys here that we might be able to ask a couple of questions to, like if we see them milling about camp, just in an informal way. Hey, can you, tell us about the surveys? When did people notice they were start getting sick? Are they correlating it to any area that they've been at, or they notice, sick animals in any of the parts where they've done surveys?
Okay, so
I'm going to
yeah.
make a bet with you here, Randall.
All right. I'm a betting man.
Yeah? That nobody from the survey team is alive.
Okay, so the people they speak to, you learn that there's obviously they're split up into several groups. So they've all gone and surveyed. They've not all just gone to one area. They've all gone and surveyed different areas. But they tell you that once they found deposits, they're kind of honed in on a general area. But the first person to die of the infection was
Yeah, no.
no, that's from the plantation.
from
So the
yeah.
first person from the survey camp was a guy called Reginald Jones,
Okay.
and he had recently come back from the tobacco plantation.
Ah.
He'd been to buy some like tobacco.
Nah. All right.
God damn it.
Well,
Okay.
that's all right. Looks like you owe me 50 cents.
I'll throw him 50.
But yeah, they're clearly quite scared and keen to get out of it, because like the 10 people that died within like a day or two.
Oh, yeah.
And
Look,
what's your sleeping arrangements here? Have the people that have died mostly been from one specific tent, hopefully, and not the others?
No, they're just they came from different groups, but now people are paranoid and starting to sleep apart from each other. Nobody sleeps in the same area anymore.
Okay. I mean, the common factor is the plantation
Yeah.
at the moment.
I think so. I think
So after you've been speaking to some of these people, some of the survey team, you like stood outside pondering what to do. you notice one the over by the graves, one of the crosses is like sags and tip. That's a tip to one side and then just like falls over.
Do you see that?
What? My God, what? Is it just that it was not buried so deep?
You can always go over and have a look.
It does. Just from a distance, does it look like the ground is churning at all?
Graboids.
God damn it! You're supposed to bury the zombies deeper. I will go to investigate this fallen cross. And
I
I'm like,
will.
we got to stick it in deeper. I'll find a shovel if there's a shovel around the area to whack it in. Because it's sacrilegious. The poor guy should have a monument to his memory.
Okay, so you go over and have a look, and you can see as you get closer, you can see obviously these graves are quite fresh. They've only been dug. The oldest one was only like a couple of days, 2-3 days old at most. But
It's a monument to
ground-
hubris, Mr. Savage.
The ground, the like freshly dug ground, it's all sunken.
Oh.
As the like ground subsided by about a good foot or more.
Um,
And when you get close, you can see all the crosses are kind of like sort of slipping to one side, they're all lopsided.
I mean, that would be some pretty rapid decomposition.
Well, yeah, perhaps these the corpses of maybe. Huh. Well, I guess there's only one way to find out. We'll have to dig one up, so I guess we'll never know.
I mean, I can't imagine these people being particularly keen on us digging up one of the graves of their comrade.
Well, I have a way around that. Excuse me, sir. Did you notice that these graves are all? It looks like they're concaving. Is there a disturbance under the ground that could be causing the ground to shift?
Who knows?
Well, no, I'm trying to grab the attention of one of the surveyors.
Okay, so he comes over and says, "No, to be honest, I hadn't noticed they were fine before."
Your equipment, the detecting equipment, has it been going off? Have there been movements or shifts in the ground?
We haven't surveyed our camp. We'll be going out of the map. No,
Well, I understand, but I mean, clearly something is unstable here.
it must be clearly the ground's unstable. There must be some kind of subsidence. Seems a little strange, just localized to the graves. You can look.
How
around the
deep did you
graves.
bury these bodies?
I don't know. I wasn't on the team. Maybe 4 or 5 feet. Seemed a good idea. It seemed a good idea to dig as deep as possible. The state the bodies were in, reduce the chance of infection, I guess.
Well, I guess I'm going to look at my watch, roll up my sleeves, say, Alfie, there's nothing but for it, and grab the shovel.
Okay, I guess we'll
sorry, don't mean any
Go there then, I
sacrilege,
guess.
but we must find out what is happening in this ground here.
In the very tetra handy.
Okay.
Vincent isn't here to save me or smack me with the shovel.
Nope. That was a different game. No hard feelings. Come on.
I took 2 aspirin and called myself in the morning.
So yeah, I guess I think we were taking a break over there for 2 minutes.
Oh my
now
goodness.
break. As Randall's about to engage in a bit of grave robbing, I think we'll cut back to the plantation. So I believe you were planning to go and meet the others, but you wanted to go and speak. Vinny wanted to speak to Mudar. I forgot his name.
We
I'll
wanted
check.
to go and see with it. We wanted to go to the mountains
The
to see where the plants were.
Muda, yeah. I wanted to try and speak to him, and then we're going to go look at
Yeah.
some plants.
Go and find out where these plants were based.
Okay, so you easily find this this young boy. He's looks about 8 years old.
And we've
Is
still
the-
got Aberdeen with us, the translator, right?
Yeah. Looks about 8 years old, and there's you're pretty sure this must be because there's not many children.
So I'm going to
That
try and
can-
make a good impression with him by first of all trying to speak his language, which I have a 1% chance in.
Which
Oh
we
my
do.
God, he's going
Bonus
to
dice.
defend him.
But I've got a bonus dice, right? So roll
Yeah.
1d100 and then roll 1d10.
Yeah. So it's not going to be. Yeah, there's no point because it's going to fail anyway.
Nah, because I can spend luck.
Oh, you can spend luck. Yeah. Oh,
So-
bloody hell!
I got
So I've got a 0, 8, so 7 luck and I make it.
You do.
I don't get
Okay.
to improve the skill later, but I get to make a good impression by saying, hello there, my name is Ed, blah, 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 in his language. I get a basic sentence off in his
Yeah.
language because
Yeah,
I rolled
nice.
1.
So yeah, that makes a good. Yeah, makes a good. So he looks up at you and smiles, and he responds. You think he from what you can tell, he responds in kind and tells you his name is Muda. You can clearly see, it's quite obvious to all of you that this young boy is like heavily traumatized by the death of his parents, and also by just surrounded by all this death and disease and the horrible conditions
So
he's living in.
obviously I'm not going to talk to him in his language because I was just like really getting a roll to like even just say hello and introduce myself in it. That was just to get his confidence a little bit, break down barriers. I'm then going to use the translator. But I'm going to ask him when you were down at the plantation with Mummy, did you see anything weird? Was there anything strange when you were down there with Mummy? And if you need me to make a social roll, like
No,
charm.
No, your language roll will replace anything needed for that. So he tells. So you see a puzzled look across Aberdeen's face as he translates your question to this young boy, and then listens to his response. And he's kind of the Muda is pointing to one side of the compound, towards the back of the compound. And this is the boy is clearly delirious. He says he claims that obviously being fed too much stupid local superstitions. His parents obviously fed him.
Go on. Aberdeen.
Yeah, he claims he saw an evil spirit poison the water.
What
did
kind
then-
of evil spirit?
He says
What did the evil spirit look like?
he kind of, so Aberdeen laughs. He says he says the snake that walked.
Just give me a second to write some notes.
God, you can.
Ah.
Has he gone right back?
He's asleep on my notepad.
So yeah, Aberdeen says that Muda says a snake that walked poisoned the well.
Muda, can you show me where?
So yeah, so Muda shows you the well that sits at one side of the compound towards the northeastern edge, behind the main house.
And I'll start walking there with him and hope he comes with me because I want to ask him like, and where did the demon go? Where did the evil spirit go when it finished poisoning the water? What direction? did
It points into the forest.
Okay, I'll make a mental note. and Karina's with me, and I believe Jamie's with me.
Yeah.
Jamie's writing down notes, drawing a little map, aren't you, Jamie?
Yeah, well, trying to, yeah. Yeah.
Just leaving
In my
that on the ground,
notepad,
doing
my
extra
notepad's
one.
like one of those really cool journals with lots of bits in. And papers and notes and things.
I will thank Muda, and I'm going to give him, like, I'm not going to have a lollipop or something on my hand.
Just gonna give him a tip.
No, let's say I've got like a candy bar, like a Snickers bar or something from some new, because we've just been to New York, we're just like a day back from New York, like out in New York, so let's say I had some American candy or something, a Babe Ruth or something that was around back in the day.
Yeah, no problem.
It's the Mary Poppins child catcher again.
He almost
Bang, bang.
manages Muda almost manages a smile and he wanders off, leaving you all stood by this well.
And you said it's out by the back of the main house.
Yeah, about there. Well, I kind of cover the entire thing, but yeah, around the back. Where my pointer is, around the back.
Can I take a little look around the area, just of the entrance of the woods to where he said that the evil spirit went off to? Just looking around for anything unusual. You see if there's even any tracks or anything.
You can make a spot hidden.
Oh. It's one of my good ones.
Nice.
Hard to say. Can't be far.
Okay, so there's a lot of footprints. I mean, obviously the well is the source of water, and probably one of the main sources of water for the farm. So there's a lot of traffic back and forth. But looking further afield from the well, your eye is caught by these more unusual looking footprints, and you look that head off away from the well and disappear into the tree line, where you lose track of them. But they're kind of human-sized, but where the toes would be, theirs looks to be like claw-like impressions.
They match our Snake Queen lady.
Possibly.
You're that type of creature.
So,
Hey,
And
does
the
it match
older-
the hand I've got in my bag?
Wait, no.
Okay, shake it.
No, it's a hand and not a foot.
Well, you never know. Maybe it might have been. I don't know.
it's always worth an ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it doesn't know.
The Order of the Night, or whatever it's called, are they
Night.
described in a night? Are they described as being different to the ones that we saw? I can't remember what was in the letter.
Well, the Inner Night are supposed to be a race of snake people, so this woman is like the queen of the Inner Night. She's like one of them with a crown, and then the people that have got the fake skin, they're like them in disguise, I think.
Yeah.
I thought there was two.
There's two
There were two
factions.
factions, yeah.
Tyranish wasn't in a night though, was she? She was.
No, Tyrannish is not allied to either faction. So, there's two factions. One that worship the Yig, the father of serpents, that Caduceus say aren't a threat because they're kind of retreated and try and stay apart from humans, whereas the Inner Night they worship Tefogua, Tefogua, and they according to the briefing from Caduceus, they're seeking to subjugate humans.
Oh, okay. So the way I had it in my brain was that the ones that we met previously were of the different faction, but they're not.
So they're the same race, but the race split into two religious factions many years.
Not yet. I that's what I mean. It's whether they acted different. Because we've already met a different creature. That's what I mean, whether it was described. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, so there's at least 2 opposing factions amongst these serpent people. So what are you doing? Like I say, you 3 are stood by this well.
This is the source of the disease, guys, isn't it?
Yeah. There's obviously it's those
Look at these
lizard
tracks.
people.
The little boy said he saw an evil spirit, but it fits the description of one of these lizard people. Look at the tracks. Children that age don't lie, and they don't make up things like that at that age.
Even if they did, they might think anyone who would listen to him would say it's a make-up thing. But after seeing what we've just seen previously in the jungle,
After seeing what we've seen, yes, it all makes sense. This little boy might have answered a lot of questions for us.
Yeah.
Glad we got to speak to him.
So it might not actually be. Yeah. So they've had something to do with the sacred ground, I imagine.
Yeah, I'm going to drop a rock down the well. Is there still? Well, obviously there's still water in it because this was the source of the
Yeah. So yeah, you hear a splash. I mean, it's the water level must be quite low because it's quite a few seconds before you hear a splash. But so I think while you're pondering that, I think we'll cut back to the survey team. So yeah, Randall, you find it's a survey camp, so it's not hard to find a shovel, and you set about digging up one of the graves.
I'm definitely rolling up my sleeves. I'll put the, wrap that thing around my head to look like one of the survey guys, protect my head from the sun and say, there's something going on here we need to know. Because that lock on that gate is probably here to lock us in and not to prevent others from getting in.
You think?
I'm worried. This shouldn't be, unless somebody went and stole these cadavers in the middle of the night. There's no reason why this should have just happened here.
I was beginning to wonder if you were trying to dig your way out, old man.
Well, I mean, what do they say? If you dig in Borneo long enough, you'll get back to good old England.
Is that a saying? Is that actually a saying?
It may not be. Well, obviously, I don't want to go to China.
Any of the survey guys around at the moment? Are we being watched? Is what I'm wondering.
Oh yeah, looking about, you see somebody. Somebody is heading over to the tent where Clements disappeared.
Well, we can dig really quickly.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, if he's going to stop me, he's going to stop me. But
and a moment later, Clement burst out of the tent with this other guy in tow behind him, and he comes storming. Says, "What in his name do you think you're doing?"
Old chap, I don't suggest you come closer. You obviously don't have the personal protective equipment to come here. Take a look at these graves. Something has caused the earth to be sunken around them. There may be more afoot here than what you think. I suggest you keep your people away. You don't want them to get infected.
What? What's that mean? What do you mean? And then he gets closer. He sees the state of the creature. Says, what's been going on here? We only buried those.
Well, either somebody stole the cadavers.
We only buried Simmons this morning. It's.
Does this merit further investigation? I mean, you're a survey camp. This is what you do. You investigate. You survey.
he kind of looks a bit concerned. He just, without saying a word, he says, he nods and says, well, yeah.
Look, it's a grim
Proceed.
detail, but if you can gather around any volunteers to help me, we'll dig up one and we'll see what we can find.
Well, I'm not sure about that. Go ahead.
Well, I guess that's why we're from Caduceus, and you're from the survey camp.
Wow.
I'll grab a shovel and assist then if we've got permission.
Okay. So it doesn't take long to dig down. The grave is maybe about 3-4 feet deep at the most. And there's nothing there. There's no body. There's the remnants of like a shroud.
Oh. Is there anything in the soil around it?
Yes, there's a hole
Oh,
about 2 feet across.
that wasn't what I was expecting. I was thinking of like bits of person, but
No. There's a hole about 2 feet across, leading down in deeper into the ground. This shroud is partially being dragged into.
Oh shit.
oh,
Right, Clement says, what the hell's been going on? And he calls over some of the men and says, check the rest of these graves. What the bloody hell's
before you
going
do
on?
that, do you have a lantern?
Yes, of course. And he points.
Go fetch one and a length of rope.
Yes. And he disappears over the equipment tent and brings back a couple of flashlights and some
Okay.
rope.
Alfie, maybe we should signal the others. I think,
How do you suggest we do that?
well, have one of the survey camps fire up a flare. Fire 3 times in the air. There's got to be a signal that will tell them,
Don't we have radios?
No.
No. Well, it's 1930s, isn't it?
You could have had two-way radios, but nobody requested any.
Didn't we?
No.
Okay. This hole, is it wide enough for a person to fit down?
You could crawl through it, yeah.
2 feet. Yeah, I think I'd best call to one of the guys and say, do you guys have a radio that you can communicate with the farm at the other side, at least the medical staff there?
Yes, we could raise them on the radio, yes.
Please raise them on the radio and inform the rest of the Caduceus team that we found something of immediate concern. And they should come here with all due haste with that old Ford they found beside the main house.
Yeah, so Clements nods. He kind of pauses briefly, a look of grave concern on his face, and then says, yes, sir. And he heads off back towards his tent. So meanwhile, the two other members of the survey team have been digging away at another one of the graves, and they find exactly the same. There's no body. There's another hole.
And heading from the same direction or into the same direction of the one.
Just down.
Just down. Wow.
Down.
Oh.
Is there something we can attach the end of a rope to that would hold our weight? Or at least one of us?
There's probably some. Yeah, you can probably get some like pitons or something like that from the survey
Yeah.
of equipment tent. You could,
The truck.
or the truck.
Oh, yeah, let's do that. And perhaps I'm going to attach this rope around my waist.
Okay.
And get some of the survey crew, some of the burly-looking fellas to hold the rope, and I'm going to see if I can get them to lower me down into the hole.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you can climb down into the grave, and then the kind of like towards the head of the grave. That's where this hole is.
Yeah. I'll shine the flashlight down first.
Okay, so you can see this steeply sloping tunnel that looks like it's been clawed out of the earth. You can see like the marks from some like from hands or tools that must have been they've clawed, like dug this tunnel.
It looks like some kind of animal has dug this out.
To what end? I've never heard of animals doing this type of activity before. Oh, you over there, chap. Take the keys to the lorry. If we scream, start the truck and back it up.
Okay, so he takes the keys from you, goes and sits in the truck.
Yeah, I look at Randall. Oh, you're coming? And there's a look of relief on Alfie's face, I think.
Exactly. Well, again, my good man, you may need somebody to hunt something down.
That sounds like a good idea.
And you know what? It might not be a bad idea if there's a second rope that I go down the second grave.
Okay.
So we're both not going through the same one, and we
Whoa.
just head down.
What if?
Yeah. Talk about
Okay.
splitting the party. We're splitting the party that split the party.
Yeah.
Okay, so you climb, you lower yourself down into these this like damp, moist earth of the grave, of these open graves, and
Alfie, can you hear me?
I take it I can, right?
you can at the moment. Yeah, it's still
yeah.
just both in the graves.
Yes, I
Oddly
can
enough,
hear
this
you,
is
Randall.
nothing like being swallowed by a snake.
Well, I'm going to take that as a positive.
Is there a slimy residue around this?
No.
Okay.
No. So it's a little bit of a tight squeeze, and you have to get down on your elbows and shuffle along, pushing your flashlight in front of you.
Yeah.
And after you go for about 10 feet, and Randall appears in front of you. The tunnels.
Oh, tunnels.
It's joining up, and you can see ahead of you. You can see at least another opening coming in, joining into this kind of one main tunnel.
It's good to see you, Randall.
Yeah, you think you got a spot of dirt there on your vest, good chum.
But there's
I wonder how that could have gone.
There's a musty, mouldy smell of decay down here as well. Like old, not fresh, like old.
Does that smell like... Does it smell like a corpse?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's both comforting and concerning at the same time.
This tunnel extends further along, right? Keep further ahead
Yeah,
of
it
us.
keeps going. Yeah, so you can see there's clearly there's other tunnels that join on. Maybe
From
about
the other graves, perhaps.
You count a total of 9 other
There you go.
join onto this
Wow.
tunnel.
Okay.
So you follow it along like on your knees. Randall's in front now, and you follow, like I say, on your elbows. And it goes about maybe 20 feet, and then starts to slope upwards. And as you get into this slope, you're surprised to see daylight just a short way ahead. And it's maybe only about. You probably get to the extent, almost to the extent of the rope, maybe about 50, 60 feet in total, and you find yourselves in the bushes just outside the perimeter fence.
Well, it's rather peculiar.
There must be tracks. You cannot drag 10 bodies and not be noticed. And
Any sign of any bodies laying around here?
I can make it. There's no obvious signs of any bodies laid around. You can make a spot hidden or a trap roll if you want.
yeah,
I'll go with spot hidden. Ooh.
That is
Oh wow.
makes
okay.
me rolling unnecessary, but yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Very nice.
So Alfie, you quite easily spot a series of tracks, probably maybe 4, 5 or more individuals. That's doesn't seem to have made much attempt to like cover the tracks. But the thing that causes you to pause is these tracks are about 5 or 6 inches across. They look like some two-legged, but they look like goats' hooves. Well, like animal tracks, but way too like it's similar to a goat's, but way too big. And they lead off in a northerly direction into the forest.
Well, that's damn peculiar.
Meanwhile, back at the plantation,
Back at the ranch.
Revelations upon revelations upon revelations, folks.
Yeah.
We've got a lot to talk about when we see each other again.
But at the
But
minute, we
yours-
don't know any of that, though, do we? We're just going.
no. So you're all stood around this well, pondering what to do, discussing what to do next. When Kazin appears, says, it seems your friends up at the survey camp they're calling for your assistance. They've found something of interest. I don't know what. It's some garbled message I received over the radio from the survey camp. Hopefully something that will facilitate bringing a quick end to this farce.
Oh.
Hopefully.
And he turns around and storms off.
Should we tell Kazine to tell people not to drink any of this fucking water?
Yeah.
That's pretty important, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, and
Karina?
he's just about to disappear around the corner of the building, and then he pauses and turns around and says, by the way, where's that Shapiro fellow gone?
He was in the tent.
Well, he's not there now. Switching accents here.
Yeah, I was actually going to go suggest we see him on the way.
Well, we'll start to head back to camp, and as we're going along, I'll say, oh, by the way, your water's contaminated. Just probably why you're all dying.
What? How do you know? What proof do you have? What proof do you have of this?
I don't need to give you any proof, but you carry on drinking it then.
No. I'm going to tell him. I'm going to use some bullshit rolls here, bullshit rolls, whatever I need to do. But I'm going to tell him I'm a biologist and I tested the water.
Yeah. That'll be a fast talk or persuade then.
I believe it's acting, mate. No, is it not?
Acting.
That's why I brought it, isn't it?
Go on then, and I'll take an acting role. It's more to do with like playing the part of a character, but.
Oh, I failed. I pushed the roll though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, acting's more about playing a particular role, but I'll let you have
I'm
it.
in the role of a biologist here, yeah.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Nice.
And so, actually, for the push, because you've got to describe how you push the roll. When I push the roll, I've like pulled from my bag of disguises like a clipboard and just showed them some notes, and it's a bunch of bullshit scribbled, and I'll just show them that quick and like.
Yeah.
Bullshit then.
Okay, so a look of horror crosses his face. But that is where we get our water from. I've been drinking from that well for. And he just stops mid-sentence and runs off, runs back to the house.
I suggest you make yourself sick.
Yeah, I think maybe try and check in on Shapiro on the way.
Okay, so
And as we're doing that, is we still got the translator there?
yeah, Aberdeen is still with you.
Yeah, I'll say to Aberdeen, you need to just tell people not to drink from the water.
So
Well,
you
we're
wish me
going to go and
to?
look for Shapiro. We'll meet you back at Shapiro's tent in 5 minutes.
Very well, very well. I will do my best. Okay, so you head back over to the tent, and the viral analyzer is still there, ticking away, like whirring and clicking, and the lights flashing. There's
I
no
checked
sign
the
of.
foot locker where the nuclear bomb is.
Okay, it's not in there, but something else is.
What?
What?
A pile of blood-covered bones.
The fuck?
What?
What?
Oh.
Fresh?
Yeah. Very fresh. There's there's like blood pooling in the bottom of this chair, bottom of this locker.
Did Shapiro have any like things that like glasses or rings or
Glasses, yeah.
the glasses in there?
No.
I bet there's no wallet in there.
Is there any clothing or anything? Does it look like there's a struggle in there?
A cufflink or something they might recognise.
Looking about the tent, there looks to be, it looks like there's signs of a struggle. There's like
I'm
things
going to do a
you can
spot hidden to see if I can find any kind of identifying markers for Shapiro.
You can make a spot hidden.
Could do if I can remember where it is. Oh, there it is.
I mean, we're all come across this scene, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll spot hidden too, looking around. If you don't mind.
Okay.
I succeed. Regular difficulty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So whoever gets the best.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Yeah.
So,
2 points.
They didn't
off-
tide you up very well, did they?
3 points off a hard success, but it makes a difference.
no, make a difference. So it's only a small tent anyway. So Karina, you don't find, like I said, there's clear signs of a struggle being going off. But you don't find any sign of Shapiro. But you do find under the cot, covered with a blanket, you find the afterrang device.
The
Have to rank. The bomb.
The bomb.
Under a blanket.
Yeah, somebody's hidden it under the bed.
And the bones were in the box that the bomb should have been in.
Yeah.
What? Wait.
I mean, it's fairly obvious what's happened here, but I can't say.
Oh yeah, it's like
Is it? What am I missing?
No, because like what? So they moved the bomb and put it under the bed, and then
No,
sorry.
it's not that bit. Yeah.
So the question,
got the bones.
the question is, what is the box really made out of?
Is it?
It's
Okay.
one question.
What box?
Is it?
What are we missing?
Can I drop a hint? I mean.
No,
it's
I'm
only-
really tired
I'm sure
tonight.
you're
I'm really
figuring-
tired tonight, so my brain's not
Yeah.
functioning.
I mean, I suspect you're going to see Shapiro walking around in a bit.
Oh shit!
Oh.
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 Why has everybody got it except me?
There's bones, but no skin.
Oh. Right. Right.
Why did that took us so long, all of us, to twig that?
That's the first thing I thought of.
Because we were trying to think of what the fuck could actually do that and just leave the bones.
Well,
more
yeah,
of.
I was thinking
Where's the-
radiation from the bomb. Maybe there was
Oh,
lead or
right,
something. I was
okay.
thinking it was like a
Yeah,
box.
this makes
Sleep
more
with a
sense. Otherwise,
As a collective.
Ah.
Oh.
revelations. Everybody discuss.
Oh, wow.
Almost
Oh,
collective. I was a
crap.
bit slow.
Oh.
Yeah, but the Kazin said that you'd not seen him around.
Yet.
Well, I mean, not been there long.
Oh, we need to go and check we need to go and could you check everybody's cheeks?
Only the ones that look like Shapiro.
No, anyone. Because if they've got Shapiro.
Go like that and see if you just see a wig.
Oh my God! All the dead people.
Listen, the way, like, are we back together and have discussed what we've seen to each other yet?
No,
Not
no,
yet.
We're
no.
not.
No,
No,
we didn't
I've
go
got
back
a
then.
theory
Well, okay, that was too. Forget that I said that.
I've got a theory about your holes that you saw.
We can.
Yeah, me too.
Well, yeah. So I think we'll cut back to the survey team. So yeah, you've just scrambled out of these tunnels, and there's these tracks of several 5 or 6 individuals heading off
Cloven
into the
hooves.
forest, but with goat-like hooves, oversized goat-like hooves.
I mean, some of these bodies were only placed there this morning, and they managed to dig these tunnels
Well,
that quickly.
they could have dug the others in preparation first. I mean, it doesn't.
They still used their claws or hands or whatever. It's not.
They could have started 10 days ago. But yes, it's
The first person was buried 3 days ago. How would they have known that anybody was was going to be buried here? No.
Maybe there's somebody on the inside. There's.
Can we follow these tracks?
I don't think
Can
we have
you?
a choice. Time is ticking away, as is our nuclear device.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that these footprints, they weren't made by the same thing as that Tyrannish. She didn't have hooves, did she?
No, she did not.
And
So maybe we're getting sidetracked.
well, the bodies were stolen for a reason. I can't think of anything more vile in all of this than that type of activity, which is
No?
and I mean, these hooved people, I mean, this is nothing I've ever hunted before. Surely there's merit in that.
I mean, I hate to remind you, Randall, but we only have maybe 21 hours left before this whole place gets turned into a pile of smoking ash.
But look, it's heading into the forest, which is where the survey team last were. Maybe there is a coincidence here, but maybe it's not a coincidence. Maybe there's something purposeful. I mean, obviously, whatever is happening here, these grave robbers with hooves for feet surely have something to do with it.
I mean, that would be attributing them with intelligence. We don't know what they are. They're just animals. They made a burrow. I'm not sure.
Well, I, for one, if all of those animals are about to become extinct in 21 hours, I want to make sure that I bag myself one before that happens.
And I can think of no more nobler cause.
I mean, this will be our last opportunity to hunt them. We could name the creatures after you, if that makes...
I really don't know how to answer that, so I'm just going to follow you, Randall.
Yeah, well, you were the one who found the tracks. I think I'll be following you. You seem to have found that much quicker than I.
I mean, you're the hunter, my friend.
All right. I shall take my hunter pose, slinking down a bit, looking down, ponder considerably, but not too long. Make a decision and head out in that direction.
Okay. Very well. So yeah, you do the tracks for a while, and then make a with your hunting experience, you set off. You lead off into the forest.
Now, I also want to listen because, I mean, we were in certain situations where we've noticed a lack of insects or woodland creatures and stuff. So I'm going to be sensitive to that, sensitive to laser-wielding monkeys and other such dangers that I've encountered before. You know,
Okay.
large
So, yeah.
snakes that tend to swallow people whole. I'm gonna
So
be
if
on
the
alert.
sun dropping low on the horizon, the pair of you head off into the forest.
I forgot about that.
Leave the breadcrumbs behind, Elfie. Leave some breadcrumbs.
So I guess we'll quickly skip back to the plantation now. So, what are you guys doing? So Shapiro is nowhere to be seen. You check the camp. Maybe spent a good 10, 15 minutes checking the camp. There's no sign of Shapiro. Nobody's seen him.
I just
Aberdeen has reports back that he's done his best to warn the locals, the protesters, from drinking the water, but he's also tells you that they've all been drinking the water.
I just turn to the others and go, okay, after seeing what we saw in the jungle, it's clear to surmise that people are walking around with other people's skins on again. Yeah? Do you think that may be what's happening?
I would hope not, but I guess that's the reason we're
what's
here.
left of the real Shapiro, and we're going to see a new skin Shapiro.
So we're going to either have a few of them that are acting a bit weird and vacant, or we need to find a way that we can tell whether they've got the skin, whether it's loose and saggy or stitched up at the back or something to make it fit. If I don't know what they do to make it
Put a
fit.
zipper on them.
Yeah.
Anything of any stretch of my pulp talent being master of disguise, it's going to help me tell
Well,
when
somebody in
someone
this
else
camp,
is in
isn't it, that's
disguise.
doing it?
Possibly.
There you go. I'm clutching at straws, but I've only got 2 or 3.
So what are you doing? You've had this message from supposedly from the other team asking for your assistance up at the survey camp. Shapiro's missing. People in this at the plantation all appear to have been drinking the water, which shouldn't really come as a surprise.
We need to get that Kazim and test it. I don't know, slash him with a knife or something.
Well, we can get Shapiro's testing machine thing now, or is it back at the truck?
No,
it's in the-
we need
it's
to.
in the-
We
in the
need
tent.
to find out whether or not they've got loose skin.
Yeah, but how do we find that out without alerting however many more they have in this place?
Kill that
Grab the
Kazim.
kid, talk to the kid, and just like,
Yeah, he might
He's
know
not-
something
he's not
about
good.
it.
and he's not going to know if we just give him a wee.
Oh, but wait. We need the interpreter.
gonna
How
do
do we?
it,
How do we know the interpreter's interpreting what we're saying?
No, because
We
I
need to
can just
test
go
the
up to him.
interpreter before we speak to the kid. So we get the interpreter in here,
Test.
give him a slice of.
No, I could
Well,
just
cut
go up
his
to the kid and
skin.
just say a goodbye, thank you. I could just give him a couple of words again, and just give him a little hug and and like I can get a feel of his skin.
I think the kid's all right because he led us to it. Do we just go around pinching
If
everybody's
his,
cheeks?
His mum was patient 0, he must be infected.
So we go around pinching their cheeks.
I mean, some people might
Yeah, but
have a natural.
he's not going to be suspicious of us pinching his cheek.
It's either that or we slash him with a knife.
No, we don't slash any kids with knives. We go for the kid because he's the one that's not suspicious when you pinch his cheek. We're not going to stab him.
So you're going to start going around, pinching people's cheeks of people that it's quite highly likely infected.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, no, I'm going to wear my gloves and shake everybody's hand. You know, give the skin as you shake your hand, as you pull your hand away. Pull it really. See if the skin comes off.
Well, we just crawled through holes that dead people were dragged through that were infected with the disease. So I don't think pinching a few cheeks is going to be any worse than what we.
No, wait,
went through.
I hadn't thought about that.
Can I talk to Mood?
Trying to think of really pulpy way
Go
that we
ahead and
can
roll
test them.
sanity now.
I mean,
I-
that's a point. You didn't roll sanity for finding a box of bones and blood.
No, we didn't.
Oh,
we
that's a
need to.
good point.
Yeah. Come on, you might want to get yourself.
What do you think this is,
insane talent.
Cthulhu
Come
dog?
on.
Or we just try to jeopardise
this-
each other?
This is the same day as a plane crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm just checking because I've already
Just
got
checking to see what
some
the day's
sanity
worth
there.
is.
Okay, let's see.
You want one of them insane talents. That's what you want.
The title
I'm
of this
fine with
episode
it.
is On a Wing and a Prayer.
No, I failed.
Okay, so if you fail, you will lose. Let me just double check what it is. I think it's only. I don't think it's much, to be honest.
Extreme success, bang on. I've seen this in Hell's Kitchen loads of times.
Yeah, it's not. You only lose 1 point
Box
sanity.
bones.
All of us, even me.
If you
Just
fail,
fail.
you lose 1 point sanity. If you pass, you don't lose anything.
Okay.
Vinny sent these to people's houses, boxes of bones.
How big is the bomb?
It is about a. I think it's about 12. It's about a foot, like a box, about a foot. 1 foot.
Well,
A foot cube. A foot cubed. But
It's about the
quite
size
heavy.
of a
That's a
body
square.
without any skin.
But it's also fragile.
Yeah, I was just thinking, it's like I was just thinking along the lines of if
Potentially.
we suspect that Shapiro has been snaked, then we don't exactly want to leave him with a bomb, but we can't exactly move it with the risk of it, blowing up in our faces.
I
So
don't know. I don't think he's, even if he is one of the snakes, he's not going to want the bomb to go off because it's going to kill all the
Shapiro
snake
hid it,
people as
so
well.
he obviously.
yeah, but he moved the bomb got moved under the bed. The bones is where the bomb was.
Yeah, but I think Shapiro must have sussed something or panicked and knew something was going to happen to him, so he moved it.
Hid the
and then
bones
they
there
attacked
'cause they
him.
thought we wouldn't look there, maybe. I don't know.
Possibly, yeah.
Because no one looks under a bed when something's been hidden.
No, in the box, in the bomb box. That's where they hid the bones. Maybe. Because
No,
it
they
wouldn't
haven't
spread
took it,
through
Flea. We
the
found it. It's
bomb.
under the bed. Oh,
or maybe it's just the bones and blood of the bomb, and they took the skin.
if we gently pull this thing out under the bed, does it look any different to what it was? Like, can we see the clock ticking or the time changed, or like we've got 2 hours rather than 22?
Okay, so
That's a bloody good idea. Right?
Question, actually.
Yeah.
Good question.
let's have a look here. There it is. Okay, so looking over it, so it appears, or outwardly, it appears to be like a mahogany box. About the size. Oh, so it's bigger than I thought it was. It's about the size of a standard tea chest, about 20 inches by 20 inches by 30 inches.
Quite big then.
So the box lies on its side with one of the 4 larger faces being comprised of a 2-part lid attached by brass hinges on the longer sides, and there is a rotating brass disc inscribed with a 4-pointed star that holds the lid in place. The 4 faces around the outside the box are inscribed with patterns of stars. And the box won't open.
It won't.
It appears this disc is some kind of locking mechanism.
Shit.
So we have.
So
any idea?
let's see, there's more to it than that. Across both halves of the lid, 2 fissures are carved inlaid with gold. The mouths of both fissures are open and pointing towards one another, with the brass disc that keeps the box closed between them. You can make an astronomy roll if you like.
Oh yeah, I've only got 1 point in that, so.
You want to spend luck for that?
It was close. It was close. Push it, maybe.
Yeah. Worth a try, yeah.
Yeah, no.
No idea.
None of us have seen a star before.
Oh, apparently you don't know where the sun is.
So the pattern, no, you know, you can recognise that the stars, the patterns of stars, you just don't know what they signify.
Okay. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's big. It's about like this, isn't it?
I think it's about twice as big as you described.
Yeah, it's about that long. I can't see my hands. Yeah. What is the pattern?
It's big enough that you can't see Phil's hands when he. Yeah,
It's that big.
Yeah.
Because we never
20
actually
tall,
saw.
20 deep and 30 wide.
Yeah.
We never actually saw Shapiro
Suitcase.
touch it, did we?
No.
Did that off camera. Okay.
That's unfortunate that nobody thought to ask him what to do with it if such a situation arose.
No, we just assumed that it was going to stick with him and he would burn with it. So.
I mean, does anybody have the instruction book?
It didn't come with one. The instruction books for the viral analyzer.
This is not going to end well, is it?
Wait, is that still like beep booping and doing stuff?
So the viral analyzer is still beeping away. I've got where's the viral analyzer? I've got a very what is it? There's a description of this somewhere. Or not? Can't find it. But yeah, it's still beeping away. The lights are all flashing, and it's still analysing samples. So there's all these things, and there's these petri dishes on this surface, on this flat surface with the sample. You can see the samples are being put into, and there's these glass covers over them. But yeah, it's still doing whatever it's doing.
Okay.
And the Haftarang device is still ticking away.
The ring device?
The bomb.
The bomb.
Okay. Okay. I thought it was like another device I forgot about. Okay. So that's actually still. Okay. So I just don't see this maybe we should go and see what the others found. Maybe they actually found Shapiro and whatnot.
Sure.
We didn't even know he was missing.
You didn't know the bodies were missing until you looked.
We need to find out who he spoke, who went in and out the tent to speak to him. But then we don't know who we're talking to, and anyone we could talk to now might be one of those skinnies.
Oh dear, yes, they might.
But that's right. Let's just find the people that we do know, and if they don't want to be tested, then we know that they're not.
Any of them could be. I look a bit suspiciously at you all.
We've never been
Any one of
apart.
us
We
could be one
haven't
of
been
those
apart yet. There's
Yeah,
no
the three of
chance
us
that
have
would have
not been
happened.
apart.
The others have, though.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, the only two people that we know that would, if they said no to a test, then we know that there's something up.
What's the test?
Do the
machine.
cheeky thing, pull at the skin, or cut them. I mean,
I think cutting them's a
There's
good
the
option.
machine as well, though. The test done.
Do you know how to use the machine?
It's got an instruction manual.
So it's got a manual that tells you how to interpret the results when it's finished analysing. But then that will only only tell you if this is the Yellow Death. And what strength it is, how dangerous it is, and also it will tell you how to make put together a cure from other supplies that you brought with you.
Oh, bloody hell.
I think I'm going to leave you. I'm not sure you know what to do, so I'm going to leave you three to ponder amongst yourselves what you're doing.
Yeah.
So meanwhile.
We're getting near break time or end time, so they know.
Yes.
Yeah,
So-
we'll Alfie and Randy will need to roll up new characters. So.
So, okay. So, meanwhile, Alfie and Randall, you head off into the forest, heading roughly northeasterly direction, and you quickly lose sight of the survey camp as you break through the tree line.
Any sign?
So yeah, these tracks are easy to follow. Like I said, there's clearly several individuals who've not made any attempt to cover the tracks, and the tracks don't look that old. Possibly earlier, made earlier today, according to Randall. And as you're following the tracks, you're like, hey, Randall, you're concentrating on the eyes glued to the floor, watching for any telltale signs, any spores and whatever else. And you don't immediately notice the changes around you.
What changes? No, don't tell me. I don't notice them.
So the gloom, as you have been heading into the forest, the gloom as it's grown gloomier and gloomier, and the lights failing as well. But now you detect a faint blue-green glow that can be seen emanating from mosses that creep up the trunks of the trees, and strange fungal growths upon the trunks, and the trees themselves are oddly shaped, and all around you see strange plants that you don't recognise. Just a beautiful but unnerving sight. And there is no sign. All sounds of wildlife have faded. There is something. Every now and then you can hear this faint rustling sound and snuffling, and it seems to echo from all around you.
Alfie, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
Let me see. Let's see. Whoops. 1 second. I'll pull the all-seeing eye across to this different scene.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Have you ever seen anything like this before, Randall?
Never. I would say this is the land of the lost.
Are you saying that because we are lost?
I don't think anybody's ever been here before. Nobody described it. If anybody in the camp would have seen something like this, this would have been big news.
So, Randall, you... Oh, sorry, go on.
No, it's fine. Carry on.
So, Randall, you maybe hold your hand up for a moment and listening to these rustling noises, these snuffling sounds coming from and you know these, from hardened hunt, you know these signs. Something in this forest is stalking you.